schoolwork and having a wonderful treat. I have the pleasure of being here today from St. Clair County RESA, along with St. Clair County Community Mental Health and Autism Alliance of Michigan. We've worked together to partner to bring to you today Anthony. Anthony is a real big plug in my book. He's Michigan State Spartan. I too am a Michigan State Spartan grad, go green. So Anthony is here today to deliver a very powerful message. And as the stage said, I hope you offer your undivided attention and enjoy your time with Anthony this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, students. Everybody have a good spring break? Y'all happy to be back? And to be honest, I probably listened to the same thing as you back in my day. But I'm on this tour, guys, called the Relentless Tour, where I started back in October. My goal is to visit 659 schools in this state for these two awarenesses. But before I begin, I have one rule. Every school that I've been to, I have not had a problem with. Not had a problem with a student, not had a problem with a school. Last week I was up in the Cadillac area all week. I spoke at 9 schools. I won a perfect 9 for 9. This week I'm in St. Clair and Port Huron. I'm speaking to, again, 10 schools this week. So I want to make sure you guys start me off on the right foot this week. Can you make me 1 for 1 starting today? All right, I'm going to hold you guys to it. First thing I'm doing for this tour, first awareness, is for autism. By show of hands, how many of you guys in here know what autism is? Quite a few. For those of you that don't know what it is, autism is a brain disorder that people are born with. There's no cure for it, but with the right treatment, that person can overcome a lot in their life. 1 in 68 kids, guys, are born with it. 10 years ago, it was 1 in 500. 5 years ago, it was 1 in 110. 3 years ago, it was 1 in 88. Now it's 1 in 68. So the chances of somebody being born with it are very, very great. Which brings me to a story of somebody who I know and who I brought with me here today. At age 4, he was diagnosed with pervasive developmental disorder. It's a type of autism. And at age 5, doctors and medical specialists told his parents these words in a private meeting they had with him. They said, your son has autism, but don't expect him to be successful in his life. Don't expect him to do anything. He'll barely graduate high school, never go to college, never be an athlete, and eventually when he's done with high school, whenever that is, he'll be placed into a group institution with other autistic kids like himself for the rest of his life. He was not told this story until his freshman year of high school. That kind of became his motivation to prove those people and any other doubters and naysayers he had in his life wrong, and he worked hard at everything, from basketball to his social life, and especially school, guys, because when I bring him in here, you're going to take one good look at him and say, man, he had to have been the smartest kid in his entire school. But he's not afraid to admit to people that he wasn't. But because of all the support and the sacrifices that his teachers made, they helped him become the best student and the best person that he could be. But it wasn't just the teachers that supported him. It was his coaches, his teammates and friends, and more importantly, his family. So the rest is history. He went on to graduate from high school in 2007. Went on to Grand Valley State University for 2 years on a full-ride scholarship. Just 2 years because things weren't going as well as he hoped they would. So he decided to leave Grand Valley State and fulfill his lifelong dream of playing for this coach and this university. So he transferred back home to play for Tom Izzo and the Michigan State Spartans, where he was a walk-on for 2 years. Coach Izzo awarded him a full-ride scholarship his senior year. He was part of 2 Big Ten championship teams, a team that won the Big Ten tournament championship, a team that went to a Final Four, played with an incredible group of guys that he's proud to call his brothers. But he's proud of 2 things in his life. The first one is being the first ever college basketball player to have autism, not just in the Big Ten Conference, but throughout the entire country. But this last accomplishment he's more proud of than anything. And that was on May 5th, 2012. He did the one thing that people said, it's impossible, it can't be done, it's just never going to happen, he can't do it. That was when he graduated and got his degree from Michigan State University. As a matter of fact, that person is in the building today. That person is in this room as we speak. I may have hit him with the teachers, so you may think he's a substitute teacher for the day. I may have hit him behind the walls back there so you wouldn't see him. I may have hit him behind the curtain here. Or better yet, he's right in front of you on a stage, holding a microphone, currently talking to you right now because it was me. I did all that. I overcame challenges and obstacles, guys, that were greater and bigger than me in my life. For those of you sitting there wondering, and I know it's tough for you to tell because I'm up on a very high stage right now, but I'm 6'9" and I wear a size 18 shoe. And I overcame challenges and obstacles that were taller than me and wore bigger shoes than I do. With 3 ways I got through my life, I call them 3 keys of success. I use these 3 ways every day of my life, and I guarantee you, if you do too, you will be successful in what you love to do. You will go far, and not only will you be a harder worker, but you will be better as an individual. The first one is motivation. Because each and every single day I woke up, I had this mindset of, who's going to doubt me today? Who's going to tell me I can't, I know it's impossible? I tell people all the time, I didn't mind all that. I didn't mind all the doubters and haters in my life. As a matter of fact, I welcomed them all with open arms. Because the more and more somebody doubted me, the more and more motivated I became. The more and more motivation I got to want to strive for success in life and make a name for myself. I tell people all the time, it's like they just kept tossing, want to throw gasoline on my fire. You ever seen that before, where you light something on fire? And you throw gas on it and the fire gets bigger? My fire, guys, I kid you not, is bigger than your entire town. That's how much doubt and negative energy I was getting every day of my life. And again, I didn't mind it. I love it. Whoa, hey, don't pay attention to them. They're not the speakers. Up here. Stay up here. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. Nice to join us, guys. How y'all doing today? Good to see you. But every time somebody doubted me, guys, again, I didn't mind it. I loved every second of it. But every time I was motivated, things were never handed to me. Things were never given to me. I had to go out, work hard, and earn everything in my life. Hard work, which is the second key. Now, my father gave me a quote that when you walk out of here today, I want you to remember it for the rest of your life. For you teachers in here, this is my little homework assignment for you guys. When you go back to your classroom after this with your students, I would like for you to write this quote on your board for me. And I want you to spend 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Just 5 minutes with your students. And talk to them about this quote. What does it mean to you as a teacher? What does it mean to them as a student? Because again, I want them to walk out of here every day with this quote in their head for the rest of their life. And I'm going to tell you how powerful this quote is, guys. November 2012, the day before Thanksgiving, I spoke in the middle school, about this size. 2 weeks later, I come home, I got a package of thank you letters from all the kids in the school. Only one letter stood out to me the most, though. In this letter, the student thanked me for coming to her school and making an impact on not just her, but her classmates and teachers, everybody. But then she told me something, that letter I'll never forget. She told me at the time, one of her grades in one of her classes was a D-. She then told me she used my father's quote for motivation and inspiration to work harder, not just in the classroom, but work harder out there in life. And in 2 weeks, because of this quote, because of all her hard work, that D- grade went to a solid B in 2 weeks. And the quote is, the harder you work, the more you earn. The harder you work, the more you earn. And that quote, guys, I promise you, is as true as it can get. That quote helped me graduate from my high school when people set out there to do it. That quote helped me earn 2 full-ride scholarships for basketball when people said I'll never be an athlete. That quote helped me graduate, in my opinion, from one of the toughest universities in this state. And people said not only will I never go to college, but I have a 0% chance of stepping foot on a college campus anywhere in this country. That quote helped me and my teammates earn not 1, but 2 Big Ten championship rings. I tell people all the time, those rings are proof of what hard work earned us as a team. Not as individuals, but as a team. I'll tell you what hard work earned you as an individual. Hard work earned you good grades at school. Getting your high school diploma is what hard work earned you. Going to college and getting your college degree is what hard work earned you. Getting a job, getting paid for that job is what hard work earned you. And just because we're Michigan State, guys, one of the best basketball programs in the entire country, doesn't mean for 1 second we walked into a gym and teams got scared of us. That never happened. We had to go out, earn their respect, earn our victories. Our toughest practices every day, guys, we're against each other. Those are our toughest games as well. I had to go against my own teammates every day. Guys like Adrian Payne. AP was a senior this year. He averaged about 17 a game. He's projected to be a first-round pick in the NBA draft this summer. How many of you guys in here remember the name Draymond Green? Quite a few of you. Draymond Green, guys, was without question the greatest teammate and leader I've ever had in my career. People say he's one of the greatest Spartans of all time, not just because of the great player that he is, but because of the great person, the great teammate that he is to everybody. He's one of those guys that just goes out of his way for other people because he respects so many people. players, coaches, teammates, teams, fans, family, friends, whoever. But I have a friend of mine who has his own sports radio show. He had Draymond on the show 2 weeks before we played the Big Ten tournament our senior year. And he asked Draymond the question, if you had to pick an MVP of this team besides yourself this year, who would it be? And I was at home at the time listening to the show. This was Draymond's response. No question, it's AI. It's Anthony Ianni for these two reasons. Because of how hard he works every day in practice, how he pushes himself, he pushes us as a team every day, but he wants to make his teammates better. Not just as basketball players, but as people. The other reason why I choose him is because of the great teammate that he is. He doesn't care if you're black or white, or if you're from Detroit, Chicago, Flint, Saginaw. He doesn't care. He respects each and every single one of his teammates. And that's why we're brothers. That's why we're family. Because we respect each other and we're always there for one another. Whenever Draymond was having a bad game, guys, he'd walk off the court, punch the bench as hard as he could out of frustration. I would run down there immediately, put my arm around his shoulder and say, Draymond, hey, you're fine, man. Just keep playing your game. But in the meantime, keep getting rebounds and stops, keep getting back on defense, and let's just win this game, man. That's all that matters at the end of the day to us as a team. Let's just win this game. But after Draymond's interview, I immediately turned off my radio. Leaned back in my chair and I kind of broke down a little bit. And I said, you know what? That wasn't a teammate that said all that about me. That was a friend that said all that. I said, I'm very blessed because that's a friendship I get to have in church for the rest of my life. But not just with Draymond Green, with all my teammates. From middle school to high school to college. And not just teammates, but friends. From elementary school, middle school, high school, and college. I cherish every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year, with all of them. And that's what I encourage each and every single each and every single one of you in this room to do. For the rest of your life, you cherish every moment you have with friends every day. Because they got your back, and they're always going to support you. But it's not just teammates and friends, guys, that are always have your back. Coaches, teachers, and more importantly, family. The third and final key, and in my opinion, the most important key of them all, support. Now, how many of you guys, by a show of hands, how many of you in this room have older or younger brothers and sisters? Raise your hand. How many of you guys get annoyed by your brothers and sisters? All right, next question, and be 100% honest with me. For those of you that raised your hand and said, how many of you get annoyed by your brothers and sisters, does it get to the point where you want to beat them up because they're so annoying? Just thought I'd ask. All right, thank you for your honesty, guys. Thank you. Now, I have one older sister, guys. My sister is 4 years older than me. And she was, without question, the greatest volleyball player to ever come out of this state. For those of you that play volleyball here at the school, or who know the game really well, my sister was a 7, and she's 6'2". She dominated every time she stepped foot on the court. She was recruited by all these great schools like Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Stanford, Oregon, UCLA, Texas, Florida. I can go on and on, guys. That's how good she was. That's how great she was. But the reason why I ask, who gets annoyed by their brothers and sisters, you just want to beat them up sometimes. I swear, guys, there were days, months, maybe years, where she wished that she didn't live in the same house as me. That's how annoying I was. But I really pushed her over the edge when I did this. The last 2 weeks she was home. I woke up at 7 o'clock every morning, so 14 straight days, 7 o'clock in the morning I would do this. I would open my sister's door as quietly as I could, walk in there as quietly as I could, and I'd sit down on the edge of her bed. And as I'm sitting there, guys, I had this smile on my face the whole time. For those of you that have seen Jim Carrey and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, that's the smile I had the whole time. That creepy, evil intention-looking smile. My sister woke up, she's so mad at me, she's yelling at me. What am I doing? I'm just sitting there laughing because I ain't gonna move a muscle. That's all I gotta do, what I gotta do. And I'm gonna remind you guys again, this was 14 straight days at 7 o'clock in the morning before she left for college. My sister would cool off, and this is all I said to her every time she got done yelling at me. I said, look, I gotta say one little thing to you before I leave this room. She had no idea what I was gonna say. And all I did was I leaned forward and I screamed out the words, I'm turning this room into an arcade! But I wasn't done yet. I then ran laps around her room, got up in the bed, jumped up and down the bed, and just before she got out of bed and tapped me, I'm gone. And I have my own little layout, my own little blueprint now for this arcade. I was going to put a pinball machine in there. I was going to go in her closet. I didn't care what was in there. All that junk was coming out going right to Goodwill. And I was going to put a Pac-Man game in that closet. And all you had to do was plug it in, hit start. You didn't need money, didn't need coins or tokens. Plug it in, hit start, you're good to go. That, however, never happened. You see, my parents, of all people, crushed my dream. They told me no, and I swear the word no was all capitalized with about 10 exclamation points after it. But I'm going to tell you what I did for 2 weeks after my sister left. I get mixed reactions to this. Now, a lot of people look at me and go, oh, that's so cute, you're such a good brother. Then there are probably some of you that are going to look at me like this and go, really? What is wrong with you? Are you some type of crazy person? I'm like, what is wrong with you? But what I did for 2 weeks after she left, guys, was I stayed in her room because I missed her that much. It took me 14 years of my life to finally realize how important my little sibling is to me. And it was a tough time for me too, guys, because she was starting off at a college in California. I was starting off as a freshman in my high school. And as a freshman at 14 years old, I was 6'6", and I wore a size 16 shoe. And I was scared of guys who were that tall. The reason was because they were the football players. They were big, muscular guys. I'm going to show you what I looked like as a freshman. That's me as a freshman right there. Maybe a little bit taller, not that short, but that's how skinny I was in high school. I didn't lift or touch a weight until my junior year. And I thought I was going to get beat up every day by those guys. But luckily, that didn't happen. I became really good friends with a lot of them. But still, all the fun I was having, all the memories, all the stories I had as a freshman, I never got to share them with my sister. She's out in California in college, playing volleyball, doing her thing. I'm here. The only time I saw her was when she was home for spring break for a week. Or in the summertime, when she was only home for 2 or 3 weeks in the summertime. That was it. But when she came back home to Michigan State, she and I became closer than ever. We basically became best friends. Went to the movies, went to the mall. If I was bored on the weekend, I'm going over to her apartment, hanging out with her friends, her roommates. We would sit there, watch college basketball, college football, watch the Red Wings, the Lions, the Tigers, the Pistons before they became such a bad team. It is, right? It is true. They were good when they had Ben Wallace, man. After that, yeah. But I'm an Oklahoma City Thunder guy now. Or I would just sit there for 2-3 hours straight and talk with them about life. That's what my sister was an expert on, life. She has walked in my shoes before, not literally, figuratively. For those of you that have never heard that expression before, walking in someone else's shoes, that means that person knows how you feel, knows what you're going through, has been through or about to go through the same things that you've been through or you're about to go through. And that's what my sister was to me, guys. She was an expert on that. As a college athlete, you live 2 lives. The life of a student, the life of an athlete. And if one life takes over the other, you are not going to be successful. And my sister taught me how to live a balanced life as a student athlete. She taught me how to be a successful student athlete. The point I'm making is this, guys. I don't care how annoying your brothers and sisters are to you. I don't care how annoying they are to you or you are to them. At the end of the day, you're still family. You have each other for the rest of your life. And just like friends, you cherish every moment, every day you have with family. And I will tell you why. My parents, guys, I thank God for them every day. What they've done for me, what they sacrificed for me. They helped raise me, helped me become the man that I am today. I'm 25 years old. And for those of you that came walking in here and saw me chilling right here on the stairs, and you said to yourself, who the heck is that 40-year-old man just chilling on the stairs on stage right there? First of all, it's okay, I get that everywhere I go. I had an elementary school student about a month ago who thought I was a 60-year-old man. And just because I look like Walter White from Breaking Bad, you gentlemen right here, it's okay. It's all right, no, I'm not. You fellas see any gray hairs on this goatee? No. Thank you. Whoever said yes, that's a flat-out lie. But thank you for your honesty, because that's when I'm going to officially hit old man status, when I get my first gray hairs on this goatee now. And when you have one of the best professional basketball players in the world call you a 40-year-old man on Twitter for fun, that's when you hit the jackpot in life. And no, it wasn't LeBron James. It wasn't Kobe. It wasn't Michael. It was Kevin Durant. Good guess, by the way. Good guess. But yeah, he called me that on Twitter for fun when I was at Michigan State. But that's a different story for another day. But I'm 25 years old, guys, and I kid you not, my mom still loves to call me the baby in public every day. Every day. Whenever I have the day off from practice at Michigan State, I go back to my old middle school, to see my mom, visit with my teachers, my principal. So my mom's a gym teacher. I walk in the gym, my mom's so excited to see me. She runs up, gives me the biggest hug in the world. I tell people I've never had a problem with that. I don't think that's embarrassing at all. Because every group I talk to, whether it's school, adults, conferences, whatever, I'm going to highly advise, encourage you all to do the same. That you should hug your family members every day of your life. Why? Because tomorrow is never promised. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. That's why I say you cherish every moment you have with family and friends every single day of your life, because they may not be there tomorrow, the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year. You don't know. That's why tomorrow is never promised. So hug your family members every day of your life and live life to the fullest. So it's me and my mom who walk over the students. Now back in my hometown, guys, I'm known as AI. Unless you're a kindergartner all the way on up to 8th grade, you call me Mrs. Ianni's son for some reason. Apparently they think that's a cooler nickname than anything in the world. Personally, I don't know how that is. But, so I'm saying hi to students, giving them high five, shaking hands. This is what my mom does. My mom runs up from behind and just bear hugs me. So my hands are caught like this. I can't get free, but I'm saying to myself, you know what, it's cool, it's just a hug. Just a hug, not embarrassing. Then my mom looks at the students and goes, no, guys, that's not who he is. And I'm thinking to myself, well, who the heck am I then? Apparently, I'm not AI or Mrs. Ianni, or Mrs. Ianni's son, according to you. Nobody hardly ever calls me Anthony around here. I had no idea where this was going. My mom looks at her students one more time and goes, he's my baby. This is how I reacted. What? Huh? Really? You call me what in front? Oh man, this is great. My life is over. It's over. I was so embarrassed, guys. When I went home that night, I told my mom to never call me her baby ever again because she had no right to, and it was embarrassing. Now, some of you laugh about that. Some of you may think I'm the meanest person in the world to ever tell my mom that. But let me tell you what my mother said to me. My mom looked me right in my eyes and I quote, "Excuse me? You don't tell me what to do, what not to do. You got it? I'm your mom. I brought you into this world. I can take you out of it." I was so scared. It got to the point where I was speechless and I was mumbling my words. This is what I was doing. Nah. You know, Mom, I'll be 100% completely honest with you, alright? All hail you. All hail Mom. You know something, Mom? You do everything around here. You rule the house pretty much. Dad? Dad doesn't do anything around here. Dad doesn't do anything. He's lazy. You do it all, Mom. My father pulled me aside a couple seconds later. I thought he was mad because I said that he was lazy and my mom did everything around the house. But my father looked at me and just started laughing at me. He said, "Son, I want you to remember two important things in your life." So the first one is this. Mothers have always ruled the world, okay? That's how it's been. That's how it's always going to be, so suck it up, son. He said, but I want you to remember this important lesson right here. He said, no matter where you go, what you do, or how old you are, you're always going to be your mom's baby for the rest of your life. He says, son, that's the title you were born with. A title that's never going to leave you. Your mom has every right to call you that wherever and whenever she wants to. I felt bad. I went and apologized to my mom. Had a heart-to-heart talk with her. Gave my mom a hug, gave my dad a hug, and I left the house. But on my way back to my apartment on campus, I didn't have any music on. I didn't have my radio on, my iPod, nothing. Just complete silence. Because my father's words just kept echoing through my head the whole time. And I came to realize, I said to myself, you know, he's right. Doesn't matter where I go, what I do, or how old I am my mom's baby for the rest of my life. That's the title I was born with, the title I cherish every day. For you young fellas in here, you were born as mom's baby. That's the title you're never going to lose. That's the title you were born with and you better cherish it. For you young ladies in here, you were born as daddy's little girl. That's the title that's never going to leave you. That's the title you were born with. So I encourage you all to cherish those titles every day. But in times like that, guys, that's why I called my dad the wise man. Because he was right about everything. But I also called him that because of the great inspirational words and quotes and sayings he gave me every day of my life. He picked me up when I was down every day. The one thing I love about my dad more than anything, he's my hero, my idol, and someone who I've always looked up to. My father has always wanted me to make sure that I tried and did my absolute best in everything I did. He wanted to make sure that when I went to sleep at night, I would look myself in the mirror and say to myself, did I give it my absolute best effort today? Did I give 100% today in school? Did I leave it all in the court? Did I give 100% effort in basketball practice today? If I wasn't satisfied, I'm going back the next day, give 110%. If I still wasn't satisfied, I'm giving 120. My father's always told me he wants me to be a better man, better father, and a harder worker than him. And I tell people, he didn't say that because he felt like he did a bad job raising me. I am my father's kid. If my father was standing over here, you would know. I look, walk, act, and talk exactly like him. God bless you. But my father is 5 inches short. But I am my father's kid. But he says that to me every day because he wants me to climb the toughest mountains in life until there are no more mountains for me to climb. He wants me to go through life having more and more challenges to overcome. He doesn't want me to sell myself short every day. Heck, I'm married, guys. Been married for 9 months now. I love my wife. She's very beautiful. And she's also a hairstylist. She styles my hair every day. And let me see. It's kind of hard to find one in here because your school is also blue and yellow. Oh, there's one right there in the middle. Let's see. Well, if you are a proud Michigan Wolverine fan, please raise your hand. Nice and high. Oh, wow. Wow. All right, hands down, hands down. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hands down, thank you. There are quite a few of you up here, aren't there? The reason why I asked that is because my wife, believe it or not, is the biggest Michigan Wolverine fan in the world. So I married a Wolverine. However, that's not going to change the fact that I'm still going to raise my kids to be Spartans for the rest of their life. And thank you. Where are the Michigan fans again? Raise your hands for me one more time, guys. Oh, perfect, boys. You're in the front row. I'm going to use you for right here. It's okay. If you're not in trouble, you're not in trouble. You're giving me that look like, oh my gosh, what's he going to do now? What's he going to do? It's all right, guys. It's just simple yay or nay, okay? In my opinion, I think this is the only thing a Michigan fan will agree with a Michigan State fan. And for those of you that are fans of this next team or this next university, I'm just going to say ahead of time, I'm sorry. This is a joke. I don't mean it. I've been saying it in my career for almost 2 years now. The only person that took offense to it was a 3rd grader at elementary school. He stood up and went like, are you kidding me? Really? I told him it was a joke. So please, it's just a joke. I like to have fun with the rival. But I'd rather marry a Wolverine than a Buckeye. All right, thank you. I heard somebody in the audience go, hey. Who was that? Just out of curiosity. Oh, was her? If you are a proud Ohio State fan, please raise your hand. Don't be shy. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. For those of you that raise your hand, again, I'm kidding. It's a joke. I have a ton of respect for Ohio State, and I know a lot of great people that are there. So please don't take offense to it. Please don't. It's just a joke. But even though I'm married, guys, it doesn't change this little detail of my life, and it goes the same for you. We are all going to be faced with decisions. Decisions we won't know what to do. Decisions that are going to impact everybody. Everybody in this room, but more importantly, the people you love, your family. Same with me, guys. There are going to be days where I won't know what to do. Decisions that are going to put so much pressure on my shoulders, I will have no clue what to say to it. But at times like that, I'm going to tell you where I'm going. I'm going to the experts. I'm going to my family. I'm going to my parents. Because my parents have been through and done things and made tougher decisions than I will ever make in my life. In times like that, I want their advice. I want the experts' input. At the end of the day, it's still my call. But I want their advice. Some of you guys may be shaking your heads on us saying you're never going to do it. Well, trust me, you're going to do it. There will be days, guys, where you have no idea what to do. And in times, I hope you go to your family members, the experts, for the advice that you need. But not just family, guys, it's always going to be there to help you. There's another certain group that's always going to be there to help you, to support you. Your teachers. And for every teacher in this room, this is from me to you. I say this everywhere I go, and I truly mean it. I have a special place in my heart, not just for teachers in my hometown, but throughout the state and throughout this country. Because without them guys, I'm not up here today. You're not in here today. I had teachers, guys, who were high school and college coaches. And those coaches still took 25 to 30 minutes of their own practice time to help me learn, to help me study. I struggled in school, guys. I wasn't a straight A student, wasn't a straight B student, wasn't a straight C student. I'm not afraid to admit that. I was a mixed grade guy. I got A's, B's, C's, and D's. But you know what? I struggled. With my autism, guys, some of you may walk out here and say, I don't see it. I don't see how he has it. Well, trust me, if you had a one-on-one conversation with me for an hour, you would know. But with my autism, guys, I'm very black and white. What that means is you guys can say something to me, I can take it the complete opposite. I had a tough time in school understanding nouns, verbs, idioms, and sarcasm. I'm better now than what I was 10 years ago. But I had a tough time on tests, understanding the sentences, the words, the phrases. That's why I struggled. But my teachers, guys, sacrificed a lot. They are the number one reason why I'm in schools all over the country doing what I love to do. There were teachers, guys, I weren't big fans of. You know what? That's how it is for every student around the world. But it doesn't change this. Just because you don't like a teacher shouldn't change the fact that you should still be the first one in their classroom, in their front row of that classroom, ready to learn every day. Shouldn't change the fact that if you're struggling in that class, you need help in that class, or you have a question in that class, you better go to them and ask for help. Because they want to help you guys become the best students that you can be. And not just students, but as individuals. The number one thing that my teachers have taught me all throughout my entire life is respect. Where is the 8th graders? The 8th grade class again? Right in the middle, some of you in the front. All right, hands down, guys. Thank you. 8th graders, this message is for you. 6th and 7th graders, you're getting a little preview of this. Because if I come back next year, the 7th grade class is going to get this too. But 8th graders, this is where you're at right now. You're on top of the world. You're running all this place like you're the kings and queens of this place. I've been in your shoes before, guys. As a 5th grader, 8th grader, and it was fun. I loved it. Loved every second of it. I loved being the quote-unquote king of my school. It was fun. But let me tell you something, though. Next August, when you go to high school, you go from here. Oh, good. Some of you know where I'm going with this. Very good. Yep, wait a minute. All the way down to the floor. Because some of you already know it. You are the freshmen of that high school next year. And what I'm about to say to you next is not a challenge, it's not a joke, but everywhere I go, I gotta have at least one person stand up and go, yeah, I'll do it every day. I'm not scared to do that. I'll do it. You don't even know what I'm gonna say, so how can you say no? First of all, for you 7th graders raising your hand, this doesn't concern you. But 8th graders, I double dare you. And again, this ain't a challenge, this isn't a joke, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I double dare you next year to try and disrespect the senior. For those of you that are joking around saying, yeah, I'll do it, I'll tell you why you're not going to do it. When I was a freshman in high school, guys, I tried to joke around seniors just for fun. Not in a bad way, more of an annoying way, like I would with family members. One day, though, 2 seniors that were friends of mine, close friends, came up to me and pulled me aside in the hallway. They said, Anthony, why are you joking around with seniors like that? Why are you trying to annoy them like that? I had no response. They looked at me again and said, look, here's the deal. You're lucky we know you because the rest of these guys, they ain't going to tolerate it. They're going to take it as disrespect. And they're not going to have your back. You're on your own. But then they told me something I will never forget. They said to me, look, here's what you got to understand. They said, we're the leaders of this school. All right? We're trying to help you guys become better leaders than what we are right now. We're trying to set the bar as high as we can for you guys. So when you take over, you can set the bar higher for the next group. But the other thing you have to understand is this. When you're a senior, you're not just a leader of the entire school. You're not. You're a leader of an entire town, an entire community. I never thought about that before until they told me that. That's a lesson I'll never forget. And that's why I say it's not a challenge. It's not a joke. I'm advising because they were right. In my opinion, guys, there is no better honor and privilege than being a senior in high school and being a leader of an entire community. I'm telling you, there's no better honor and privilege than that. But you know what? Why wait, guys? How about when you walk out of this room today, you start practicing becoming that leader for this town. So you become the real expert when you're seniors. But remember this, everything you do, they're all watching. The decisions you make will not only impact this entire building, but it'll impact an entire town. When I was your age, 8th graders, one senior made one wrong decision, and our town went from here, again, down to the bottom of my shoes. And we had to pick up the pieces. We had to put our town back the way it was. And we did. Our town is back to being happy, 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 and the way it was before. Everybody's great. But one wrong move caused the town to go into 2 years of depression, 2 years of whatever. And for the rest of the time you have here, you better set the bar as high as you can for the 7th graders, because if you set that bar high, they finish what you started and set the bar even high. Well, for the rest of the time here, not only do I expect you to be the best leaders that you are, but I expect you to respect each and every single person in this school. And I'm going to tell you why. I talk about respect, guys. The other reason why I'm doing this tour is for anti-bullying awareness. A stat you have no idea about. You probably never even heard of it. 65 to 90% of kids with autism in this country, in schools, are the #1 targets for bullies. And as a matter of fact, you're looking at a victim of the target of bullying. I was bullied from my kindergarten days all the way on up to my freshman year of high school for these 2 reasons. Number 1 is because I have autism. I would say things, do things, and act differently as a 1st grader, guys, that people wouldn't do out of the ordinary. And I got made fun of for it a lot. But there was a 5th grader who I thought who had my back. I thought that was my guy, but I was wrong. He knew everything about me. He decided to take advantage of me one day just because I was different than others. Him and about 6 of his friends come up to me and my friends at recess. They pushed my friends away because they don't want them to see what's about to happen. But they did because they didn't want my friends to say anything to anybody. What they tricked me and forced me into doing at recess on this day was putting my tongue in a frozen bowl. They made fun of me for it for a long time. And again, they got away with it. Nobody knew about it. Not the principal, not the teachers, just my friends. But my friends came up to me and told me what the 5th grader said to them. Because I asked them where they were. Why didn't they help me? This was their response. They said, look, here's what they told us. They said, if we said anything to anybody, our fate was the same as yours. I had no idea what to say to that. 17 years later, guys, I'm walking out of the Breslin Center where we play all our home games at Michigan State. And after every game, we always have fans out there. It doesn't matter what fan you are. If you're a fan of mine, Michigan State, Duke, North Carolina, Michigan, Ohio State, whatever. We always have them outside waiting for us, want pictures and autographs. And I tell people I've never had a problem with a fan. I treat every fan like I would with any other person I talk to, with kindness and respect. But this night was different. Yes, God bless you. But this night was different because as I'm walking in my car, I could not believe who was waiting for me. This individual had a basketball in one hand and a Sharpie in the other. He was the 5th grader from 17 years ago. He was so excited to see me. I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want to talk to him. But I said to myself, you're going to treat him how you would with anybody else, with kindness and respect. Just talk to him. So he and I are talking, then he asked me the question of the century. Will you sign this basketball for me and my little brother? And of course I said yes. As I'm signing the ball, though, I have one little detail. He didn't have a brother or sister. He wanted that ball signed for himself. He just didn't want to say that to me because he was too embarrassed to say it. I give him the ball back, we say our goodbyes, I get in my car, I pull away out of the parking lot, and I just started laughing because here was a guy 17 years ago who took advantage of me just because I would say things and do things differently than others, just because I have autism, just because I have a learning disability, and here he is 17 years later, and this guy wanted my autograph. I kind of laughed even more because I said, I didn't need my hands, I didn't need my feet, I didn't even need my words. I just let my actions do all the talking for me. Did it take time? Yeah, it did, but you know what? Who was the one that came out on top? Who was the one that had his hand raised in victory? Not him. I did. As a 6th grader, 6th graders, believe it or not, when I was your age, 11, 12 years old, I was 6 feet tall, wore a size 13 shoe. Biggest kid in my entire school, maybe my entire town. And people took advantage of that. They bullied me, teased me, and harassed me just because I was bigger than everybody else. I had a kid, guys, who played Little League basketball with me. Called me the Jolly Green Giant every day. He didn't call me by my first name, didn't call me by my last name. That's what he called me. But I'm thinking, it was 2 months, I can handle it. Because I'm going to see this kid again until high school. That's 4 years. Maybe he'll be a little bit more mature about it. But I was wrong. First day of middle school, there he is waiting for me. Called me that name every day. But the rest of the school started a trend. They heard him call me that. Everybody else started it. Pretty soon I had the whole school calling me that. I almost went to school one day and I came this close. This close to doing this act. Because I went home one night and I just said to myself, I slammed my door shut, I started yelling at myself pretty much. I said, you know what, I'm sick and tired of all this. I'm sick of it. Sick of all the name calling, sick of going through all this pain each and every single day. For what? Just because I'm bigger than you? Just because I'm taller than you? Just because I can reach for things on the top shelf that you can't? I said, really? I said, you know what, I'm going to do what I should have done on the first day of school. I'm going to introduce my fist to his jaw, and I'm going to break his jaw, because I'm sick and tired of going through all this. I'm sick of it. I'm going to make sure he remembers my name and who I am. I don't care if I get suspended or expelled. I don't care what happens to me. But I'm going to make sure he remembers it. I'm going to make sure he remembers me. But I cooled off. I looked at myself in the mirror that night, and I said these words to myself. I said, you know what? A broken jaw is going to heal. And when that jaw heals, he's going to yap about you each and every single day, and you're not going to be able to defend yourself, because you won't even be in the same school district as he is. And then you're going to dig yourself 6 feet under again. You're going to dig yourself even more of a bigger hole because of what you did. But you know what? I'm not going to do that because, number one, that's not how I was brought up. That's not how I was raised. But that's what he wants me to do. I ain't going to do what he wants me to do. I'm going to do it my way, on my time, and on my terms. And I got my shot. He and I played Little League basketball again. This time we're on different teams. The team I was on, guys, was named the Spartans. I kid you not. He played on a team that was named the Wolverines. Not only did my team win by double digits this day, guys, he had to guard me the whole game. I dropped 20 points on him. He was so embarrassed, guys. He never said a word to me ever again after that day. He left me alone, never even talked about me ever again. As for everybody else in the school that started the trend, started the name calling, they heard how embarrassed him in just a game of basketball. But they took notice. Never said a word to me or of me again, and they left me alone. Again, I didn't need my hands, my feet, or my words, guys. Didn't need those things. I let my actions do all the talking for me. Or in this situation, I just let my game do the talking. But the point and the message to both those stories, guys, is this. Be careful what you say and do to others in your life, because you never know who that person's going to be. That person you bully, tease, harass, push around every day. Or maybe you're one of those folks that like to go on, I don't know, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or that other stupid website called Ask.com that's taken lives over the last couple of years. Maybe you're one of those people. Maybe you're a cyberbully. Well, I have a name for people like that. That name is gutless. Because people like that have absolutely no guts to go up to that person and say it to their face because they're scared. Instead, they need a computer. They need a screen to hide behind it. They need a keyboard to type out their words, to say their words. People like that have absolutely no guts. None. That's what I think about cyberbullies. But whoever you do all that to, they could be the next greatest athlete in the sport. Could be the next inventor of something bigger and better than an iPhone or an iPad. This is one you guys don't think about, but you better start thinking about when you walk out of here today. That person you do all that to could be your boss one day at the job you work at. There were seniors, guys, when I was a freshman in high school, who disrespected my friends each and every single day. I finally had enough of it. I went up to them, I told them to stop. I said, because these are my friends and you have no right to do that. 8th graders, this was their response. No, man. You're not going to tell us what to do. You want to know why? Because you're freshmen. We're seniors. We own this place. We're the leaders of this school. We're going to do whatever we want. Great leadership, right, 8th graders? Not. My friends came up to me after that and said, hey, we're fine. We're going to be okay. They're going to get theirs one day. We don't know how, when, or where, but it's going to happen. We're okay. Just let them keep doing it. See what happens. Those seniors work for my friends now. Those seniors have reached out to me on multiple occasions and have said to me, help us out. Let so-and-so let us off the hook. I said, no, I ain't going to help you. I'm not going to do anything for you. This is what you did to my friends back in high school. People don't forget. What goes around comes around. It's called karma. Sorry, man. You're on your own. It's called life. They could be the next biggest name in Hollywood. On my laptop at home, guys, I have a list. The top 50 celebrities who were bullied as kids. Number 1 on the list is a celebrity who's great at what he does. When he was 8 years old, he was actually tricked and forced into putting his tongue on a frozen stop sign pole. Kind of reminds me of something, doesn't it? This guy is from the great state of Michigan. He is from Detroit. And in my opinion, one of the greatest rappers of all time. Yes, we call him Marshall, but everybody else calls him Eminem. I'm going to tell you guys why Eminem was bullied every day. Because Eminem would say things, act, and talk differently, even look differently than others. He got beat up in the streets of Detroit each and every single day in his neighborhood. He went from school to school to school, guys, because the bullying got bad everywhere he went. Started off at one school, it got so bad he transferred to one school, thinking it would just get a little bit better. It didn't, it got worse, so he transferred to another school, thinking it would just be a little bit better. It was even worse than the other 2 schools. 2 songs that really stand out to me the most, guys. In one song, Eminem rapped about his bullies, talked about what they did to him, talked about what they said about him. Eminem fired back at them with the song. The bullies, guys, were so embarrassed. They tried to press charges against Eminem for writing the song. I kind of laughed about that. I said, where in our Constitution does it say you can't write songs? Where in the law does it say you can't write songs? There is nothing that says that. No charges were filed, nothing. The other song, guys, I decided one day I was going to listen to a random Eminem song. Doesn't matter which song. But I wanted to listen to a random song because I wanted to listen to the meaning, listen to the story, listen to the words. And when I picked out this song, I was listening to it, and I could not believe the lyrics that were said. These lyrics that went till I stuck my tongue in that frozen stop sign pole at 8 years old. I immediately stopped the song after that. Leaned back in my chair and I said to myself, there's no way I just heard that. You mean to tell me Eminem and I were tricked into doing the same thing as kids? I said, you know something? That's kind of cool. Because Eminem and I have something in common. One of the greatest rappers of all time and myself were bullied as kids. Now look at us. We're on top of our own worlds, our own mountains, screaming and shouting to every person who's loved us, supported us, and sacrificed so much for us. We're screaming and shouting to all of them. Thank you, everybody, so much for what you've done and what you did for us. We love you all so much. Thank you. I'm going to tell you where the bullies are at. This is why I love being up on stage rather than being in the gym. We're up here, way down there at the bottom of the mountains, and the bullies looking up at us saying, man, look at these guys now. Why do we ever mess with them? Why did we ever do that? What was wrong with us? There are 49 other people on this list, guys. I'm not going to name all of them. I'll name a few off. And the names I'm about to name off, I'm pretty sure you know who they are. Rihanna, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, Tom Cruise, Sandra Bullock, Michael Phelps, the greatest Olympian athlete of all time. 19 medals won in his Olympic career. He's going to win a couple more. He's going to have at least 21, 22 total when he's done. Tiger Woods, who may go down as one of the greatest golfers of all time. For those of you that are big Twilight fans, oh man, there's quite a few in there after that. I haven't even said the actor yet, and already you guys are excited. Taylor Lautner is on this list. Yeah, believe it or not, he is. I'm going to tell you guys why Taylor Lautner is bullied. First of all, he's a Michigan native, out of Grand Rapids. This is all he did. He'd walk up and down his middle school hallways every day, practice and rehearse his lines, but he wouldn't have the script open. He wouldn't have the script closed. So basically, he's talking to himself. He's not looking at the lines, he's just talking to himself, trying to get the lines down to perfection. People around him teased him, bullied him, and harassed him just because he was doing what actors do. You going to tell me you're going to tease somebody and bully somebody just because they're doing what they love to do and have a great passion for something? Now you ladies right here, yep, they're looking at each other, I'm looking at you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm very sure Mr. Lautner is very successful at what he does. Because that was, without question, the greatest response I've ever gotten from an audience. But for the rest of you, she said, oh yes he is. And he is. But figure this though. You combine all 5 Twilight movies. You combine all the merchandise, all the DVDs, all whatever was made with those films. Combine all of that. It's over $1 billion. He gets a percentage of that money too. This next celebrity I'm about to name off, guys, people are saying this guy's the new king of pop. Everybody knows Michael Jackson's always going to be the original. But they say this because the way this celebrity is performing at such a high level right now, they're saying he's going to take that spot over pretty soon. He's a singer and an actor. Some of you know what I'm about to say, despite your reactions right now. In my opinion, one of the greatest talents in Hollywood today, Justin Timberlake. Now, I'm going to tell you guys why Justin Timberlake is bullied. You know how when he sings? He sings in a high-pitched voice all the time? That's just how he sings? People in school made fun of him saying, why are you singing like that? That's how girls should sing. No, you're not going to be successful singing like that. That's pathetic, man. You're weird. They also made fun of him, guys. They also made fun of him because he was an actor. They also made fun of him because he would walk, talk, and act just a little bit differently than others in school. Again, you want to bully somebody just because they have a great passion for something and doing what they love to do? You ladies again. Actually, I'm just going to ask you because you have the greatest response in the world. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Hey! Look at her. Come here. You can hear her. But I'm very, very positive that Justin Timberlake is very successful in both categories. I mean, he's best friends with Jay-Z. That says something. It says respect. That's what it is. Because Jay-Z respects the heck out of Justin Timberlake for what he's gone through and what he does. Again, guys, that's my point. Look what happened to them. Look where they're at now. What are the bullies doing? I'm going to tell you what they're doing. They're doing what you're doing. Sitting in movie theaters, watching them on the big screen. At home, watching them receive Emmys, Academies, Oscar Awards, MTV Movie Awards, whatever. They're reading about them in newspapers and magazines. Thus, be careful what you say and do. The point of this tour, guys, is simple. It's to stop and eradicate bullying forever. I've had a lot of people say to me in the past, but sir, no presenter has ever walked into a school, present, then walk out, and had a bully apologize to somebody. That's just never going to happen. I don't think it's ever happened in this country's history. Well, it has happened. First middle school I ever spoke at. I'm in my office the day after. I got a phone call from my mom. She was just crying over the phone. I had no idea why. And I'll never forget these words that she said to me. She said, I just want to thank you so much for everything you did yesterday at my son's school. Because my son has autism. He has autism. He came home happier than ever yesterday, telling me he had one of the greatest days ever in his life. Because not only did he get to meet somebody like him, somebody who was on the autism spectrum, but because my son's bully, who bullied him for more than 5 years, tormented him because he has autism, just because he's a little bit different than others, says and does things differently, walked up to my son after your presentation and apologized to him. I was in shock. First presentation ever in my career that happened. I was thinking, that's a once-in-a-lifetime deal for me. And I enjoyed that moment so much because I thought I was never going to get something like that back again. I was wrong. I did get it back. Again, and again, and again, and again, and again. I keep going on. I'm going to tell you where else it happened. Dansville, Michigan, Rochester Hills, Otisville, Auburn Hills, Grand Rapids, Battle Creek, Eaton Rapids, Grand Rapids, my hometown, Okemos, Michigan, Flint, Michigan, of all places, one of the 2 toughest cities in our entire state. They're going through so much, and it happened there. That one shocked me the most. Portland, Oregon. I had a kid write me a thank you letter telling me how he was bullied as a kid because he was smaller than everybody else. But when he grew bigger, taller, and stronger, he told me in the letter he bullied others because he wanted them to feel his pain of what he went through as a kid. He said, after listening to you, after hearing what you said, I don't ever want to put anybody through something like that ever again. I had an 18-year-old senior in high school about a month ago in Durand, Michigan. Walked up to me, he just broke down right in front of me. I had no idea why. As I asked him what was wrong, he said, you're the first person I've ever confessed this to. I said, okay, I'm listening. He said, I was the reason this year why somebody almost committed suicide. He said, after listening to you, man, I don't ever want to push somebody to that point ever again. I don't ever want to cause anybody that much pain ever again. I don't ever want to treat anybody like that ever again. I want to be just like you, man. I want to change the world one day at a time. I don't care how long it takes me. That's what I want to do. And then what he did next, I'll never forget. After he stopped talking, he put his head on my right shoulder and just started crying the rest of the time. I didn't say anything. All I did was I hugged him and I cried with him. I mean, what do you want me to say? I can't say anything to that. I can't. That's an 18-year-old senior in high school who confessed all that to me. I did not leave that gym until he was all right. I want to make sure he was all right. He was really cool. I was done presenting at 1 o'clock that day. I did not leave that gym until 2. I was there with him for an hour. He's doing fine now. The last thing he said to me when we walked out of the gym, he said, man, I said, I'm not kidding. I want to follow in your footsteps. That was probably the greatest honor and blessing that somebody ever said to me. But I'm not the reason why all that change is happening, guys. I'm going to point out to you who the main reason for all that change is going to be. All of you. You change everything in this town. You change everything in your school. Time Magazine, guys, one of the most popular magazines in the world, call me right here, right now. Ask me on the front cover of the next magazine. I tell people, yeah, you know what, I'll take the honor and privilege. All my hard work's going to pay off again. But what I'm about to say, some of you guys can call me crazy for saying it. That honor and privilege, front cover of that magazine, wouldn't mean a thing to me. Wouldn't mean a thing. Because it ain't about me. I don't ever want it to be about me. For those of you sitting out in the audience right now thinking, oh, it's all about Anthony Ianni, well, guess what? You are dead wrong. You're not even close. That is not who it's about. I'm going to tell you who it's about. It's about 2 certain groups today. And it always will be to me. From the teachers to the students, it's all about you. Always and forever will be. You make a change. You change somebody's day from bad to great. You change somebody's life from terrible to incredible. At the end of the day, you're the number one reason why you save somebody's life. Because I can't even describe and tell you how many days, how many nights I go home, or I go to my office, and I have to read, watch, and hear stories about kids taking their own lives because of bullies and their acts. Well, you know something? I'm sick and tired of those stories. I'm sick. And I guarantee you there's some of you in this room that are sick of it too. Well, guess what? You can change all that. You can change each and every single part of it. Nobody else but you. Nobody in New Baltimore can change it for you. Nobody in Detroit can change it for you. Nobody in East Lansing. Just you. Nobody else. Last thing I will say to you guys, because you definitely kicked off my week up here the right way. 1 for 1. Carried over into last week, I'm 10 for 10 right now. I have a slogan, guys, that's LYD. It's on everything we have. From wristbands and t-shirts we sell all the time, all the way down to my Twitter and Instagram accounts. AI44LYD. If you guys want to follow me when you walk out here, great, cool, because I want this school to be a part of this tour somehow, some way. I want you all to make an impact on your community somehow, some way. But the letter L, guys, stands for live. Letter Y stands for your. Letter D stands for dreams, because I want each and every single one of you in this room to live your dreams and accomplish every single goal that you have set in your life. I get asked all the time, guys, do I still take criticism in life? Do I still have bullies? I don't have bullies in my life. I've had a bully since I was in 8th grade. That was a long time ago. I take a lot of criticism from people. Criticism from parents. Who point their fingers at me and put their fingers in my chest every day, asking me why I'm doing what I'm doing. A lot of them think I'm wasting my time and I should choose a different career. They think I'm wasting my time every day with you guys. I don't think that at all. I've had students, guys, criticize me the most. A month ago, 8th graders. One of your own. A month ago. Walked up to me after one of my presentations and said these words. Every single word I'm about to tell you, each and every single one of you is true. She looked me right in my eyes and said, "Sir, I'll be 100% honest with you, and I'm sorry, but this needs to be said. Honestly, you wasted our time today. You wasted my time today. I could be in class right now learning about something more important than having to listen to you. Honestly, what does your presentation have to do with anti-bullying? I understand like with autism is difficult for a lot of people, but with you, you define it. You don't let it define you. You're not autism. You just want to go around the country, talk about how you played and graduated from a party college. You want to talk about all your successes as a person. You want to talk about how you were a star. By the way, all the thank you notes and the tweets you're about to get, they're just thirsty and hungry cries for recognition and retweets. Honestly, nobody cares about you. I was shocked for an 8th grader to say that to me. Let me tell you 2 things. Number one, I'm not a star. I'm not even close to it. LeBron James, that's a star. Justin Timberlake, Eminem, Draymond Green, Trey Burke, those are all stars. Stars, guys, if you science teachers in here, you're going to appreciate this one. Stars, guys, are big balls of gas you see up in the sky at night. I'm pretty sure I'm not a big ball of gas, and I'm pretty sure I don't live in the sky at night. Pretty sure of that. I'm just a normal, everyday, average guy doing what he loves to do, has a great passion for something, and I'm just trying to change the world one day at a time. That's all I'm trying to do. But after she said that to me, the second thing is this. I looked at her, I smiled, I shook my head. I looked her right back in her eyes and I said this to her. I said, "Look, that's your opinion, you're entitled to it. I'm fine with that. I respect it. But while you were in the back, while you were in the upper deck, sleeping, dozing off, laughing, or chatting with your friends the whole time, you missed the entire message. I'm going to share that message with you again. I told her that message. I don't know if it got to her or not. If it did, that's fine. That's fine. There are 775 kids that go to her school. I got a phone call, email 3 weeks ago from the principal telling me how much his school has changed. Well, you know what? That's 774. I'll take that number any day. My goal as a speaker is to make an impact and leave an impact. I don't care if it's on you, or all of you in this room, or one teacher, all teachers, or one person in this town, or the whole town. That's my goal. As long as I walk out of here with one person being impacted and inspired, that's all I care about. That's all I care about. But I'm going to share with you the same message that I shared with her, that I shared with her school, that I shared at every other school around the country. And let me tell you something. I don't need this. I don't need it. This was never invented, never made. In my book, it's overrated. I don't need loudspeakers for you to hear me. You can hear me just fine. It's a nice, big, wide room. You can hear me just fine. If you're asleep right now, you better wake up. Because I will come find you. I will wake you up myself. Y'all think I'm kidding, but I'm not. Wouldn't be the first or last time I've done it. If you're on your phone right now, you better put it away. Because if I see it out, I will take it. Teachers, if you see them having their phones out, take it and give it to her. Because I'm going to tell you right now, guys, you're not going to get it back at the end of the day. You won't get it back to the end of the week. And I'm pretty sure that's not how you want to start off going back to school from spring break. And again, wouldn't be the first or the last time I've done it. If you're talking right now, zip it. Because I will call you out. I have not had to done that today. First of all, I've not had to done that in a while. Don't make me do it now. But I say all of those things, guys, because the last minutes and words you have with me, I promise you the most important minutes and words of your life. And I'm not just saying that because they're my words, guys. I'm saying it because it's the truth. If you know any friends that have heard me speak before, you ask them if it's the truth. I guarantee you they will tell you if it is or not. Pretty much they will say it is. But the message, guys, is simple. It's for you and everybody else in your life to never give up on anything or anybody. Because there's only one person in your life, guys, stopping you from doing what you want to do. What dream you want to live, what you want to achieve and accomplish today, tomorrow, in the future. Who do you want to be? Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. It ain't your friends that's stopping you. It ain't your teachers, your coaches, your teammates, or your family. It's one person. Yourself. You control your destiny, guys. You control your fate. You drive your life car every day of your life. You have the keys to that car. Nobody owns those keys but you. I'm going to tell you why superstars like LeBron James and Eminem do what they love to do every day. Number one is inspiration, because there's something out there that inspires each and every single person to be great and do better at what they do. LeBron James, guys, wakes up at 5:30 in the morning, goes shoots for 2 hours, practices with the team for another 3 hours, then he lifts weights afterwards for 2 hours, then he may have to watch film on the team they're about to play, maybe he's got a game at night. 8 to 10 hours a day in the gym. Because LeBron is inspired by the greatest of all time, and that's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was without question, guys, the greatest basketball player ever. He inspires LeBron James to do all that. He is the reason why LeBron James will go down as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. In the summertime, guys, LeBron's not doing what we're doing. He's not on a cruise going to the Bahamas. He's not at home watching the Tigers and Indians play baseball. He's not. He's in a gym somewhere, working out and getting better. That's why people always ask the question, why is he better than what he was last year? Well, there's your answer. Because LeBron is hungry for success. He's hungry for another ring. He is hungry for greatness, all because of that inspiration. So I guarantee you guys, there is something in each and every single one of your lives that inspires you to be better, not just of what you do, but be better as a person. You want to talk about inspiration, go look up the story of Adrian Payne and Lacey Holdsworth. That's inspiration right there. Again, you don't know it? Google it. Google it. Probably one of the greatest stories ever. Probably one of the greatest stories I ever got to be a part of. The other reason why people do what they love to do, guys, because of hope. Because people believe in hope every day, and they believe in themselves. Let me tell you something right now. If you don't believe in yourself, I guarantee it, nobody else will. I had a tough time believing in myself when I was a freshman in high school, because I cared about what other people's opinions and thoughts were on me. But my best friend, guys, who has a learning disability, by the way, he went on to play college baseball and college hockey. He's one of those guys that walks around in life, he doesn't care what people say or think about him, he can care less. He could tell I was troubled by this one day. Walked up to me in the hallway, looked me in my eyes and said these words. He said, look, man, I'm going to tell you this once and only once. I'm saying this to you because I love you like a brother. But forget about what the world says or thinks about you. Forget about what other people say or think about you. Because here's the deal, man. Only one person's opinions and thoughts in your life matter the most, and it ain't theirs. It's yours. Your thoughts and opinions in your life matter the most. Not the world's, not people in your school, but yours. And that's why I was afraid to fail early on in my life, guys. But I'm going to teach you the most important life lesson I was ever taught in my life. You cannot be afraid to fail. You cannot be afraid of failure. Because if you are, guys, it's going to eat at you each and every single day of your life, and you're going to have regrets for the rest of your life. You cannot regret anything. You cannot be afraid to fail. If you're at home tonight, and you're working on the toughest homework assignment in the world, I don't care how long it takes you to do. You keep working and working at it because you believe in yourself and you're not afraid to fail. You're not going to take shortcuts. Whoever's phone that is, shut it off. Oh, my bad. That's only the second teacher I've had to do that to. I'm just kidding. Oh, you're good. But on that homework assignment, guys, you ain't going to take shortcuts on those problems to get the right answer. You ain't going to skip those problems just because you think it's too hard. You ain't going to quit and turn it in and say to your teacher, Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so, this is too hard, I can't do it, I'm just going to take the F. I'm going to tell you why you ain't going to do those three things. It's too easy to take shortcuts in life. It's too easy to skip ahead in life. It's too easy to quit in life. It's just too easy. You do what you love to do and what's been given in front of you every day of your life because you believe in yourself and you're not afraid to fail at it. I didn't leave a gym, guys, until I made 5 free throws in a row. I kept doing it every day after practice because I believed in myself and I wasn't afraid to fail. But it also taught me this. It taught me how to build self-confidence. Because every day I did it, the more and more confidence I was building in my life. And the more and more days and times that passed by, I kept driving along in my life car, and fear was in my rearview mirror, and it kept getting farther and farther away from me in the distance because I was no longer afraid. So you do what you love to do because you believe in yourself and you're not afraid to fail at it. Hope and inspiration, guys. It's there when you go to sleep. It's there when you wake up. I guarantee you it's in your town. I guarantee you it's in every single step you take in your life. That's why I tell kids to live their dreams all over the world. You don't dream your life, you live your dream. But in the process of all that, you're going to have people right in your face telling you you can't, you won't. Well, guess what? There's your motivation. Just go work hard at everything you do and know you have a ton of support. I don't care if it's from your teachers, your friends, your family. They're all going to be there to support you. Thus, the 3 keys of success, guys. So live your dreams. And remember this, and always remember this last part. Be careful what you say and do to others, because you never know who they're going to be. With that being said, I don't care what street you live on. I don't care what neighborhood you are in, where you come from. I don't care what city, state, or town you are originally from. You remember this, the rest of the time you have here, you will respect each and every single person here, guys. There's a reason why it says it all over your school, all over your jerseys, all over your sweatshirts, whatever. There's a reason why that you are all called the Muskrats here. There's a reason why. Because you're all a family. You are a Muskrat family. It's in your blood for the rest of your life, guys. I was a chieftain back in my day. It's still in my blood. I was a Michigan State Spartan. It's in my veins. It's in my blood for the rest of my life. That's the one thing I love about Michigan State University so much. 48,000 students from all over the world, all over the country. You knew them, you didn't know them, you liked them, you didn't like them, but we had one little thing in common. And why we respected each other so much. Because we were all Spartans. 48,000 Spartans standing strong, standing united. Somebody said, go green, you guys, you better respond with go white. Because we will take that as disrespect. That's how we rolled at Michigan State. Every time I walked to class, I said hey to somebody I didn't even know. Had a conversation with them. Because we were family, no matter what. That's what Michigan State is and always will be, and that's what your school is. It is a family atmosphere. Because you are all Muskrats. That's never going to change. That's why you will respect one another. I don't care if you like each other or not. I don't care if you know each other or not. That's why you will respect one another. And 8th graders, remember what I said. Why wait? Start practicing for that leadership when you walk out of here. Well, who do you want to be known as a group? You have 2 choices. Choice 1, you want to be known as the 8th grade class that walked out of here known as the most disrespectful group ever, that was the worst leaders ever, and didn't like anybody, and treated others like dirt, and you didn't set the bar high enough, you set it lower than the floor on this stage. Or choice 2, do you want to be known as the 8th grade class that was the greatest leaders of all time in the history of the school, who respected others, who led by example every day, and who set the bar so high that when the 7th graders finished what you started in, set the bar even higher? Who do you want to be known as a group? You got 2 choices. Choice 1 or choice 2. And personally, I personally hope you choose the second choice. I hope you do. And if you do, don't just say it to me because you're saying it. Prove it to me. Prove it to her. Prove it to your teachers. They make that call at the end of the day. So keep leading by example. Because 5 years, you're going to be leaders in the entire town. There's no better honor and privilege with that. None. But everything you do impacts them and the whole town. Keep that in mind. At the end of the day, guys, you make the change. Nobody else. You change somebody's day. You change somebody's life. You eradicate bullying. But this last one, I'm going to keep saying to the day I die. I promise, I guarantee it. You will be the reason why you saved somebody's life. Promise it, guarantee that, put a stamp on it. Muskrats, I want to thank you guys for having me. What a way to kick off your week, guys. God bless all of you. Thank you very much for having me.
Anthony, speak. Can you just share with us what your thoughts are?
Hold on. First of all, can you say and spell your first and last name?
Jacob Bottle, JACOB BOTTLE.
And what grade are you in?
I am in 7th grade.
Okay, Mr. Dare, go for it.
Hi, Jacob. Thanks for coming and listening to Anthony today. Can you just give us a brief reaction to what you heard and what you thought about Anthony's speech today?
I thought his speech was very inspiring and very powerful. He had many great quotes and life lessons, like the harder you work, the more you earn. I thought that was good.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. Have a great day.
You too.
A different question.
Probably just what I thought.
What you thought? Okay.
So, first of all, you can say and spell your first and last name. Actually, I
Okay.
just realized we have a nice exit sign behind you, so let's scooch over here a little. Perfect. So what's your first and last name?
My name is Madeline Reed, Madelinereed.
And what grade?
I'm in 8th grade. I thought his speech was really inspiring, and it showed how much of a hard worker he is and how he really wants to get somewhere.
What part of his speech will you take with you?
Probably all the quotes he shared with us and how it shows how much of a hard-working person he is.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you do know how to say and spell your first and last name, I bet.
Yeah, I know how to do that.
Go ahead and do that for me.
My name's Chelsea Schindler, Chelsieshindler.
Oh wait, do that again, slow down.
Okay, so do you want me to spell my last name also?
Yeah.
Okay, so my name's Chelsea Schindler, Chelsieshindler.
And what grade?
Perfect.
7.
Okay, so do you want me to do the same question or do you want to do a different question? Awesome. Do you want me to give you a question or you just want to start? Okay, so I'll just say, Chelsea, what were your thoughts from today? Sound good? Hi, Chelsea, what were your thoughts from today?
I like how he struggled a lot in the past, and also how he just didn't really recognize all that and became really powerful and became what he was today.
Awesome. So he used his struggles to become his inspiration. Excellent. Thank you.
Before we start here, first and last name and spelling.
Stephanie Morris, StephanieMorris.
Melissa Minhinnick, Minhinnick.
Nick Todino, Nicktodino.
And what grade are you guys in?
11th.
I'm in 12th grade.
12th grade.
Okay, so what is the question?
I just want you guys to talk about what you do as links for your students you work with who are impacted with autism. What kind of things do you do with them? How have you helped them through school this year? What have you learned from them? What of the experience will you take forward with you?
Oh man. Okay. Okay. Well, I work with a boy with autism Mondays and Wednesdays during lunch. We hang out, and he's really quiet and he doesn't really talk much to anybody. So I really accompany him, and I like to ask him questions, talk about my day, and I try to make him laugh. We've had a few conversations. He's very quiet, but I just kind of I started to get to know him a little bit. He's still extremely quiet, but it's just it's fun because, it gives me something to do, other than my social group. I come outside of my comfort zone. I'm actually very shy myself, and it was a little scary at first. I didn't know what to talk about, but, I'm just easygoing and casual now, just talk about my day, ask him a million questions, and, he responds back some days. Some days, he's just quiet and he's lunch, tired, but, I just really like it because, I get to know him more, and some people see him like autism first, but, I get to know, the kid, the boy, had a few laughs, and it's kind of cute and fun, and I like it a lot. Yep.
What will this experience do for you in the future, or how will you carry this experience into your future?
Well, I'm shy, and, even though it's just one-on-one, I'm not with a group or anything, it kind of helped me. Now I want to help people, actually. I want to break out of my shell and talk to people, and, it helped me with that, talking to others, and that's what I like about it, yeah.
Talk about who you work with and kind of what you do.
Okay. I help a kid out at lunch, sits with me, and I just ask him questions. And I also work with a kid with autism in his first hour and help him with his schoolwork. And I also help him in his digital media class. And he really likes movies and likes to talk about them a lot.
Great. How has this experience helped or changed you, or what will it do for you in your future?
I think this experience has helped me a lot by giving me stuff to talk about with my links. The speaker talked about living your dreams, and I think I can talk to my links about that, some of them, and help them out.
Stephanie, go ahead and talk about your experiences with them.
Like this, good? Okay. Every day during the first hour of my day, I spend it in a classroom, helping the classroom as a whole with the things that the teacher needs help with. Like on Friday, we learn how to cook items that they normally don't learn how to cook at home, such as cupcakes and cookies, but to them it's really exciting and it's new to them, and I get to help them experience that. That's about
What
it.
about this experience will you take into the future?
Wait, do you mean like the links as a whole or like the presentation?
Either or, whatever you
Okay.
guys talk about.
I can take links and the presentation into my future because I want to be a teacher, and it will help me be able to be with my students and understand what they're going through in life.